Hey, how are you?
Been better.
Okay. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Christianity seems to be a theme this evening. Would you consider yourself Christian?
Absolutely. Well, Christ follower, so yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
As a Christian, how do you feel about integrity and honesty?
I think the Bible says God hates a lying tongue, so I would hold it to one of the highest virtues.
Proverbs 12:22, correct? Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, yeah, that's what it said.
Did you take an oath as governor, lieutenant governor?
I did.
Okay. In that oath, did you swear to uphold the Constitution?
I did.
Okay. Are you aware of the First and 14th Amendments of the Constitution?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do those in any way contradict establishing a state religion?
I would say yes, or I would say who's established the state religion? I guess, have I advocated for a state religion?
Well, have you advocated for a state religion?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think you have.
Okay. How so?
Well, you said we should uphold a state religion.
I don't think I've ever used those words or said that, anything such. And
I can recognize
and I don't believe
a
that.
veil of rhetoric instead of telling the truth. And you, sir, I don't think you know what the truth is. In your intention to do good, are you aware of Romans 7:15?
Not off the top of my head, what does it say?
That which I would do, I do not. You know
Yeah,
that, right?
sure.
So your intention to do good, I think, is misleading you, sir. But
So I guess I will go back to establishing a state religion. I've never called for that, nor would I ever call
so
for
you
that.
don't want a state religion.
I don't want a state religion.
You don't believe Christianity belongs in the government.
I do not believe Christianity should be a state religion.
Okay.
I do
Does it
believe
belong in
that
the
Christian
government?
values are the foundations of our Judeo-Christian government in the
Well,
sense of those
if that's
values.
true, if those are values,
Okay.
then why do the First Amendment and 14th Amendment not say that about our Constitution? Like, do they call out Christian beliefs? Do they call out Jewish beliefs?
So
Do they call out any beliefs?
God is not mentioned in the Constitution.
Right.
However, it is recognized that Sunday is a day off for those in Congress. Why? So they could go and worship. Now, in 1787, when the Constitution was crafted, what faith was the predominant faith of the founding fathers? Where would they be going to worship?
Well, that's an argument saying that because they were this way, we should be this way.
Well, go back to 11 years earlier in 1776 when they penned the Declaration of Independence. Is God mentioned in the Declaration of Independence?
I'm not asking about the Declaration.
But they're
I asked
both,
about the
they're hand in glove.
Constitution, which you took an oath
You
to
can't
uphold.
have either one. Is the Declaration of Independence enshrined in the National Archives?
The Declaration of Independence is not any sort of legislation or constitution. It is a statement of ideals. Do you understand
That's
that?
right. It's the foundations of what we believe.
No,
correct?
the foundations of maybe what you believe.
Okay, well then why is it enshrined in the National Archives? Why do we...
Did you take an oath to uphold the Constitution?
Yes.
Do you believe that we should in any way enshrine Christianity in the state government?
No.
Do you believe that anybody is required to be a Christian?
No.
Okay. Have you made previous statements about Christianity and its position in government, even tonight?
I've made the statement that the values of Judeo-Christian ethic are the underpinnings of the morality in our laws. And I believe that's good and should remain because it's worked for 250 years.
The spirit of the law.
The spirit of the law. What would the spirit of the law be?
Well, I believe you don't know.
Well, I'm asking. I'd like to know what you think the spirit of the law is.
I believe the spirit of the law is freedom, the pursuit of happiness, and independence among all of us. I don't believe that your opinions about who deserves health care, who deserves housing, who deserves the right to not be arrested and sent away, I don't believe any of the things that you are aligning yourself with are Christian.
So if you remove we'll just say the Christianity from our government, okay? I don't believe that we should have a state-sponsored religion at all, but let's just say, okay, if we have Christian values.
We're removing.
Do you want to-
I'm
Is
just,
it part
I
of the
want
government?
to ask you, if we remove the values that underpin our government, Judeo-Christian values, what religion do you replace them with?
No. There is no point that is the point.
How?
There shall be no law respecting an establishment of religion. That is defined for the states and Congress, not just Congress. Earlier I tried to play a gotcha with someone and say, oh, that's Congress. No, it's the states too.
So what faith do you replace it with?
You
None.
don't.
Law
Oh, is that
not
literally what it
religion.
says.
So
How is that possible?
Are you
Between
an
law
atheist?
and religion?
So you understand that there has to be a faith that underpins.
No.
No,
there does not.
Where do you believe we came from?
I
Humanity.
am a materialist, sir.
Okay, so you have a belief system, correct? You believe something.
Yes, you do.
Is that not a faith?
No.
Yes,
It's not. It's not a faith.
what you believe is your faith.
So you believe something. So
Do you
the
believe in
idea
reacting
of
to
your
evidence?
beliefs will underpin the morality
No,
of the
you believe
laws.
in reacting to evidence because I think you're confusing faith with reasoned evaluated knowledge. I'm not sure you know what that is either.
So do you know what the Northwest Ordinance is? It was the document that helped craft the building of government as we expanded westward in
Does it have something to
1789.
do with my question about
Yes, it
your
does.
vote?
It does. The founders who wrote that, they also penned that as well. They said, in regards to public education, that we should teach our children religion, morality, and knowledge in that order.
In contraindication to the 14th and First Amendment.
No, they wouldn't have said that it was in contradiction. They would have said that this was absolutely the underpinnings of our moral law.
Talk louder.
Our moral law, there is a faith that undergirds morality. If there is no God, then how do you define good?
Oh, come
What is
on.
good?
Talk louder. She's not giving you the mic. Talk
is-
louder.
you can-
Talk louder without the mic.
You are so morally bankrupt.
I'm just
You
saying,
depend on
you gotta believe
God.
something, do you not, when you're creating your
I
law?
believe you're full of shit.
So, okay, and you can believe that, that's fine.
So you
But
can only
somebody
be
has to
good
believe
because God
something
tells you to be
in
good?
order to, who gets to decide what is good? That's a genuine question. It's the people, if there is
Do you
no,
understand the difference between ethics and morality?
okay, where do ethics come from? Where does morality come from? That's what I want to know.
Aristotelian ethics, Plato's ethics.
Humanity?
Again, okay, so we will prop up Plato as the moral lawgiver then. Is that what, would you agree with that?
That's not
No,
what I said. You asked where ethics come from. and there's a law.
I'm just trying to
It's a
figure out,
humanist. It is a humanist enterprise.
A humanist
It is
enterprise.
not a God.
so the collective. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah.
The founders said in the Declaration of Independence that there's a creator. They mentioned this creator 4 times. Okay, that we are endowed by our creator. By the way, it's a capital C creator, right? Why would that matter? Well, it's because we're speaking of the divine.
So
You're
for
Yahweh.
Christianity, you seem to be arguing against the First and 14th
I'm
Amendment.
not saying anywhere we should establish a state religion. What I'm saying is there has to
But
be
you
a moral
seem to be
lawgiver.
arguing that okay, so there has to be a spiritual governing government. Is that what
No,
you're
there has to be a moral lawgiver. So
Okay,
who
so
decides
we're-
what's right and what's wrong?
Okay, so morality comes from, in your case, God, right?
Yes, I
So you're saying God is the moral lawgiver.
yeah, what the Declaration of Independence said, but yes.
And so you are saying that
It
God,
doesn't matter who God is.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I'm saying what now?
that God must be the
all
foundation
about
of government.
I believe he should be the foundation of government. I don't think he's the foundation of all governments. I think we've seen what happens when there is, when God is removed and man is replaced in his place. We see communism. We see what specifically talked about this. I mean, I could take you back to Karl Marx's writings. I could take you back to Lenin, Stalin. I could take you back to Mao. They were all anti-God atheists
Oh,
who
no.
believed themselves to be God. So somebody has to be
I'm
wrong.
clear.
They murdered millions of people because they thought it was good.
You seem to be very fond of somewhere Marx called himself a God.
I didn't say he called himself a God. I said he should remove God from culture.
Just accused several people of calling themselves God. So, I mean, I want to know where.
They were the moral lawgivers.
Okay,
Lenin,
you said they
Stalin,
called
Mao.
themselves God.
A
You
moral
are very fond of
lawgiver.
direct quotes, are you not? Are you impugning them?
They are calling themselves the moral lawgivers of that nation, were they not? Did Mao not say he was the moral lawgiver of that nation?
Did he say he was God? I'm
He
interested
made
in
the.
your words that you went with.
I
Your
want
words
a.
were a reason.
Okay, replace God with whatever you want to replace it with. Moral lawgiver. Who's the moral lawgiver? That's the question I'm posing to you.
How
The
about a
community.
self-consistent and reasoned body of law that
Yeah, the people.
we use precedent? Like, you know,
Precedent.
Roe v. Wade was
Based on your
Again, and you're going to remove
The non-moral.
somebody. Then those in power become the moral lawgiver. So you want Donald Trump to be your moral lawgiver? I know. I know.
Trump is not a king.
Again, somebody who's going to create the morality that our laws sit on. I don't want Donald Trump to be the moral lawgiver. I don't want Nancy Pelosi to be the moral lawgiver. I don't want Michael Beckwith